17 of Inside the AQL. This is it. The final week of the 2021 Armchair Quarterback League season. If, after this weekend, we don't end in a tie. 16 weeks of fantastic AQ blasting, lead changing weeks. And now it may all come down to this weekend. You know how we got here. You know the history. Because you are the AQ history makers. Let's review where we stand right now. As of this moment, there are only 15 games left to potentially determine the 2021 Armchair Quarterback League champion this weekend. Because at this time, the Kansas City Chiefs have already defeated the Denver Broncos. And the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles is in play right now. So, what are the standings at this current time? Who's in play? And who's just playing? Big Chief is leading the warpath with 171 game winners going into the potentially the final weekend. I spoke to Big Chief earlier this weekend, and Big Chief actually said that he's a little nervous going into this weekend. Why? Because there's a lot of variables that go into this final week. There are teams that have everything to play for this weekend. And there are other teams that win or lose, they're already in the playoffs. So they may not start or they may not play their starters. Well, Big Chief, I'm not going to feel sorry for you going into this weekend as a favorite with a 3-game lead. The champ has made his move from obscurity to a real threat for the Armchair Quarterback League championship with a potential come from behind victory. However, I'm sure the champ is wishing that he would have started his comeback a little stronger and a little sooner than he did. But here may be an advantage that the champ has going into the possible final week of the Armchair Quarterback League season. While Big Chief most likely will play it safe with his 3-game lead, hoping to hold on and not lose, the champ has the freedom and motivation to pick some high percentage upsets that could champ the Chief. We'll see. Gunslingers seems to have appeared out of nowhere to take hold of third place with 167 game winners, while Reaper shares third place with great disappointment, I'm sure. Gunslingers has been shooting it up and staging a comeback, while Reaper suffers from the agony going into the final week and knowing that weeks earlier he was ahead of Big Chief and living large at the top of the AQL. It's Hail Mary time for both of you. Take your shot and go big. Or, I guess you could play it safe and satisfy yourselves with a respectable top 5 season finish. Impending doom seems to be headed for his impending doom going into the final week of the 2021 Armchair Quarterback League season. Impending doom painfully, agonizingly, frustratingly fell from the heights of being on top of the AQL to his present standing. However, I have to say this. It's not over, impending doom. 5 game winners over Big Chief sets you up with a tie for him and forces an overtime. 6 game winners over Big Chief leads to victory, spelled DOOM. Do it. Just do it. I usually don't dip this far down into the standings, but I want to make sure that I get to say this at least one more time. In 5th place, Bad Mamby Jamby and Big Dallas Blue have 166 game winners, 6 games back from the AQL championship hopes. If hope floats, you both may need some helium in your week 18 picks. So, up and away to both of you for this weekend. That's it for this week's Inside the AQL. For all of you AQs. At this time, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles are tied 7-7. There's a lot on the line for this game. I hope you enjoy tomorrow's games, because there's a lot on the line for tomorrow's games as well. The 2021 Armchair Quarterback League Championship with the Robert E. Abbott Armchair Quarterback League Trophy. So until the next Inside the AQL, where we just might be recognizing the 2021 Armchair Quarterback League champion, may the winds always be at your back and the sun in your opponent's eyes. See you next week.